Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today is a very special day. When I started this series, my intention was to put a 2JZ in my Toyota pickup truck, and so I took it out for the last time with the 22R this last weekend, which was Labor Day weekend. And so today's the day I'm going to tear it apart, see how far I can get. It's kind of late already, so I'm going to try and get as much done as I can. And anyhow, I'm going to videotape as much of this I can and kind of go over everything with you in the truck and kind of show you all of the custom stuff that's been done to it. The whole thing's pretty custom. So anyhow, here we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove the grill, and I've already drained the coolant. I'm going to remove the grill and try and get the radiator out of there, and power steering, cooler, all that stuff. Get all the front of this removed and get it opened up, and just see how far in there we can get. So I'll go ahead and just time lapse it. It's pretty straightforward stuff. It's not terribly complicated to get this thing tore apart. I've done it a few times. So anyhow, here we go. That is like a ginormous power steering cooler is what it is. It basically is a transmission cooler for a Dodge 1500 that I had laying around, and I was having problems with my steering getting hot, foaming up and all that, and quit working. So I put 3 different coolers in there. I had the stock one, which is just a tube, and then I put a transmission cooler for a hot rod in, and that didn't work. So then we put this in there, and well, it stays cool now. It still has the same problem, but which I'm hoping to take care of by putting a power steering pump for a rack and pinion. Has a lot more pressure, and will hopefully take care of my steering problem. So anyhow, I just wanted to explain to you guys what this was all about, because obviously that's not even nothing close to stock Toyota. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is to take the air cleaner off, and I need to take my oven off. This is, I put food in there, and it's right above the header. Oops. It's right above the header, so it works really good. We do like pulled pork or any kind of food that you want to keep warm. We throw it in there and have a nice hot lunch whenever we stop to eat, especially on a cold day. It's really awesome. Got tired of eating sandwiches when it was cold and wet and all that out, and that thing's really been nice. I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to graft one on the new motor, which I'm sure won't have any problem with. So we're gonna go ahead and take that off, take the air cleaner off, and then we should be down to taking power steering lines off, and shouldn't be a whole lot left. Throttle cable, yeah, should be pretty straightforward. So far, so good. So we'll go back to time lapse, and we'll tear some more stuff apart. Air cleaner off. What this is, that's a Weber carburetor, and Weber actually sells an adapter that you can put the stock air cleaner back on. I had one of those little tiny K&N things, but that thing was a piece of shit. I mean, it would plug up all the time. So actually, Redline, who makes Weber's, makes this adapter to fit a stock air cleaner on. If you're running a Weber on your Toyota, I'm telling you, it's the way to go. It works way better, way better. You don't have it plugging up and not, because of course it fails when you're like doing a hill climb or you're on the rocks and all that. So free plug to Redline. But anyhow, in case you're wondering why that doesn't look like a stock Toyota carburetor, because, well, it's not. It's a Weber. Alright, so next we'll unhook some fuel lines, unhook some wiring, and throttle linkage, and shoot. Before you know it, we'll be cutting the exhaust off and undoing the bell housing bolts. This thing should be out pretty fast. There ain't a whole lot to these. They're pretty damn easy to do. So anyhow, on to time lapse. All right, guys. Well, it's getting a little bit late, so I'm gonna have to call it a day for today, anyway. So tomorrow morning, I will come out here and actually, it'll probably be tomorrow afternoon. I got a house project I gotta finish up, so tomorrow afternoon, I should come out here and hit it hard again. I don't have a lot left. I should have the engine out tomorrow. Hopefully, it's my goal is have it out. So anyhow, we will see you tomorrow. All right, well, it's the next day, and we're gonna go ahead and keep making some progress on the Toyota. Should be pretty straightforward little deal. I did change my mind on how I was gonna go about doing this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull the transmission and transfer case and all that out first, and then pull the motor out afterwards. I got to take them out anyway, and I'm just a little leery about trying to pull it out without it attached to the motor. It's really long, and I don't want to ruin the mounts and all that stuff, so you know, by the time I take the drive lines and all that stuff out, so I just figured, well, I've taken the transmission in and out of this thing so many times, I figured it made more sense just to do that. And then once the transmission's out, we'll go ahead and wrap up taking everything else off the motor, and I can hook the engine hoist up to it, cut the exhaust, and then pull it out, and then we can push this thing outside and get it all cleaned up, and then begin the process of putting the 2J in. So anyhow, we'll get going here. I tried my best to get the camera under there and video taking the transmission out, and I just didn't have a lot of luck finding the right angle without it being in the way or me knocking it over. I didn't want to ruin my camera, so unfortunately, I've already got it out, but I wanted to just kind of give you a rough idea of how I went about everything. So I got the shifter console and all that out. This is my homemade center console that I made, oh gosh, about 5 years ago. So we got that out, and this is my homemade transmission cross member / skid plate that we made, oh gosh, probably about 20 years ago. Still working great, so we're gonna try and reuse that if at all possible. And so basically, just like taking any other transmission out, unbolted the drive lines, and unfortunately the transmission tipped over on me and decided to empty all of the gear oil all over the floor, so I have a little bit of a crime scene going on here. So anyhow, we got the tranny out. So that's my G52 tranny that I'm no longer going to use, and then of course I've got 2 transfer cases with an advanced adapters adapter in between the rear transfer case and the front half of the other transfer case, make it a doubler. So anyhow, got that all out of there, and wasn't too terribly bad. Didn't take that much time at all. Like I said, I just couldn't get the camera under there. So now next, basically what I need to do is finish taking the rest of the engine components apart. I don't think there's a whole lot left, so we'll do our best to get that thing all squared away. Video this last little bit because it really wasn't much to it at all. I undid the electric choke, I undid the starter trigger wire, and I undid the power wire that goes to the starter, the 2 fuel lines down there, and the power wire that goes down to my pressure switch for my air compressor. That was literally like 5 minutes worth of work. Undid the power steering reservoir, got that out of there, and let's see, what else did I do? Oh, I unhooked the power wire for the alternator and undid the hose that goes to the power steering pump, the pressure hose. So basically we're ready to come out. Got to cut the exhaust off and take the engine mounts off, and this thing will come out. Unfortunately, I'm at home by myself, so I need to get the hood off, and so I'm gonna wait and see if I can get some help to do that. And yeah, once we get the hood off, should be probably 10 minutes, and we'll hook the cherry picker up and pull this damn thing out and continue on with putting that in. All right, guys. Well, unfortunately I got to go to work, so the morning sure went by quickly. But anyhow, in the next video, the engine is definitely coming out. that should be no problem at all, as I stated just a couple minutes ago here about what I got left to do. Once I get the engine out, then we got all sorts of fun stuff to do on the 2J. I got to do the timing belt and all that, which I will do in a video also. I'm going to try and do a first-person instructional video like I did before. Hopefully it works out okay. So anyhow, I really appreciate you watching my video, and if you want to hit the like and subscribe button, that'd be really awesome. Hit the bell notifications, that way you don't miss anything. We're going to keep plugging away on this thing because I'm under a time crunch. I've got 9 months to get this thing done, and I have a lot of fab work to do. And time's gonna fly by fast. So anyhow, I'm gonna keep these videos cranking out, and I appreciate you watching, and have a great day.